like Charlie. Um,
And Matthew Stafford's missing a few pieces at the skill positions around him. Those two things are going to continue to be challenged today. They played some really good defenses up to this point. We saw them struggle last week a little bit against San Francisco. And this Dallas defense, led by Dan Quinn's coming in, is going to be a huge challenge.
And we know it's not going to be easy, but we've got a heck of a matchup for you. So the Rams 2-2. Cowboys are 3-1. They won all three without Dak Prescott. Dallas won the toss and has deferred. So the Rams will get the ball to start it off from Inglewood, California, on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. And Aaron Andrews.
It certainly has. And get some good news. Guard David Edwards, he returns, but all eyes will be on Rams' third-string center, Jeremiah Coloni, who's making his first NFL start today. You guys can imagine, with all these moving parts on the line, communication is massive. The biggest key, whether it's verbal or silent count. Guys, I got to tell you, we're going to see right now what kind of noise these Dallas fans make. We saw it when San Francisco was here last year. Matthew Stafford said, communication, that's what we have to worry about with this noise from the fans.
And starting out on first down, throwing to a reliable source. It's Cooper Kupp who's got the first catch covered by Diggs. So Greg talked about it on these Rams. You look at it, I know it's only a month, but all the worst marks under Sean McVay. We're just not used to seeing this offense struggle for yards. Second and 7. Stafford over the middle. Has a connection short of the first down. Going to be cut again. So Matthew Stafford.
To set up third down, they're searching who is going to be that third option, right? Tyler Higbee, the tight end, he's also had a great start to this season, but they need a third guy to step up, whether it's a back, whether it's Allen Robinson at receiver. Matthew Stafford just needs more guys he can spread the ball to as they try to find their rhythm here early in the season.
3rd and 1. Fake pressure check. Stafford is buried. Ball is out. It's picked up by Dallas. Running for the end zone is Lawrence. He's going to get back.
Wow.
There's a penalty flag back in the secondary, so let's hang on.
Touchdown.
So DeMarcus Lawrence returns the fumble 19 yards for a touchdown, and Dallas, what a start.
Yeah, we talked about this offensive line. 5 different combinations, breaking down early. You see the ball come out. DeMarcus Lawrence, the veteran, picking it up. You know, not the start Los Angeles is looking for, but I tell you, this Dallas defense, we saw them last week against Washington. They had you on third down, and they can pin their ears back. Their front is a force. Take a look here. Let's see originally what the penalty was. Yeah, I mean, for them to pick that up, I'd be curious what Pereira thought there.
You know, really, that's a key play, but what really happens here is they picked it up after discussion saying that the actual fumble occurred before the defensive hold. So, therefore, that's why they picked it up.
Great call, Mike. Let's look at this pressure by Armstrong. And, you know, you heard Aaron and Greg talk about Edwards being back. He's back against beat right away, unfortunately.
Yeah, David Edwards, he was the one that they were excited about. They thought getting him back. He was had a concussion the last couple of weeks and missed some time, but well, Micah Parsons gets a lot of attention, but a lot of rushers in this Dallas front.
Oh, Dallas wasn't ready for the extra point. They've got a new long snapper. Maybe that has something to do with it. Ball is laying on the ground, and this play is over. There's a penalty flag as well. The Cowboys have a new long snapper this week. Matt Overton, Jake McQuaid, who's been with John Fossil for a long, long time, got hurt. So he wasn't ready.
Yeah, so he's looking at the kicker. The kicker will give him a little head tilt, which will tell him he's ready to go. You can see he doesn't have his head around.
Picking team number 19. Penalty decline. The try is no good.
Yeah, so again, for the injury, long snapping, we'll keep an eye on that later in the game. So the Cowboys came into this game as underdogs anyway, Tom. I don't know how it looks right now.
Well, it seems to be that the message has gotten through Mike McCarthy, as we know, get not usually one for many mic drop moments, but he had one this week that resonated with his locker room. When he was told that the Rams were listed as favorites, he said, I'll tell you this, we're nobody's underdog. That message in particular resonated with DeMarcus Lawrence. It certainly seemed to inspire him just now. Talking to me this week, He said he understood why his coach said it, because it's true. 90% of the world thinks the Cowboys are going to win every game we play, and so do we. And certainly when you see how it's inspired that defensive effort to start, that message seems to have gotten through, boys.
Sure did. It didn't take long, did it? Pressure getting to him. First defensive touchdown of the year for the Cowboys. And now, something going on with Matthew Stafford's hand there. He got cut up. But here's the play by Dorrance Armstrong, that's his fourth sack of the year. It's interesting. We were talking to Dan Quinn, the defensive coordinator. He said Armstrong has been moving around just as much as anyone. Maybe only Micah Parsons moves around more and is active more. And what a start for Dallas. So now the Rams, you came on the air saying it hasn't been the same Rams. A lot of reasons why. And when we saw it, they haven't been able to block because their line has been such in a state of flux, right, every week.
Yeah, it all starts with protection, especially in this system, which is so reliant over the years in downfield explosive passes. Not the start they were looking for. Sean McVay told us this week they had to be good on first and second down. They want to stay out of must-pass, drop-back situations, which they did. It was third and short. You mentioned Dorrance Armstrong. A great sack. Strip sack fumble. Not the start the Rams were looking for.
Well, they're trying again. They're going to get it on the ground this time to Cam Akers. And Akers fighting forward for a few yards. Well, they haven't had any semblance of a run game. And we know that the Rams, look, they get their success through the air. But when they have been playing their best, they have been able to rely on the run game. And it's been pretty much non-existent this year for them.
And it has. And so much of this philosophy that really took the league by storm in this Sean McVay era, we see so many other teams now kind of emulating it throughout the league, is the run looks, really not so much the success of the run, but the run looks ties so well into the pass. The play action is where you get your downfield passes in the NFL, especially on first and second down.
Big call this time, bursting through a first down. Behind a fullback that's a little unconventional. I know you love it.
I love it all week watching Ben Skoranek. This is a wide receiver. They're just going to run. This is just lead. This is just zone lead. He's going up to ISO, the front side backer, Van Der Esch. It's not, a novelty. This is not something that McVay just does to be cute once or twice. Ben Skoranek is a big physical kid. We're going to see him line up back there in the passing game. As this game unfolds, I'm going to show you guys. They do a lot of fun stuff with him.
Brandon Powell in the game of the backfield now. A little different look. Give it to Powell, and he slips in a huge hole, and he slipped and fell down.
He keeps his feet. That's an explosive run. You see them, they sent Akers on the motion out wide. Matthew Stafford's just going to kind of a little math equation in there. If there's a light box, he's going to give it. The box is tight. He'll kind of spit it out there on the swing screen. Just lost his footing, but yeah, that was well blocked. That was a big hole.
Get the play off. Stafford pressured again. Gets away. What a catch by Allen Robinson. Across his body to hold in. And up to the 45. Looks like it's going to be a sack. But Robinson, who's been very quiet in this offense as a new Ram, makes the catch.
Yeah, they're going to need Allen Robinson to make some plays. You can see he comes with like a little China route, they call it. He's going to kind of delay and then run a square in. Nice job by Stafford buying some time. Good hands catch. They need Allen Robinson, just his confidence. They need his role in this offense to be a little more well-defined. Sean McVay told us we're going to try to get him the ball early, see if we can get some confidence, some rhythm as they search for this third option.
Third down 3. 4-man rush coming near side. Wide open at Higby. He's got a first down. Shoved out of bounds into Dallas territory, but not before Higby picked it up. This shuffle from really been more than that. They've had multiple guys on the inside go out. The tackles have been consistent. first down. Blitz is coming. Stafford throws. Miscommunication incomplete. Robinson, the receiver over there, but Trayvon Diggs made a play on it for this Dallas defense, which is, last year they were all about turnovers and they were excellent. This year, they might be better.
They will. We've already seen Dorrance Armstrong, Marcus Lawrence. They combine there for the strip sack fumble. They got great players on every line. Micah Parsons, we're gonna talk a bunch today, and then of course Diggs in the back end, arguably one of the best cover shutdown corners. Of course, definitely one of the best guys with the ball in the air. So they got stars at all three levels. We talked on the open. It's a big challenge.
On second down, pressure coming against Stafford. Incomplete. Tried to get it to come. No flag. And good coverage by Anthony Brown. Third long.
Really nice coverage here. You see Cup. He tries to set him up. Now he's going to run a little short 8 on his third outside right foot. Really nice job by Brown. You don't want a lot of space when you're playing against a guy like Cooper Kupp. He thrives on creating angles with his releases, the way he can lean and shake at the top of the route. You want contact. You want to stay right in his hip pocket. Brown showed a good example of that there.
And snap it quick. Pressure comes. Stafford gets hit. Going deep. 2-2. Atwell. Incomplete. He had a step 2, getting a chance to play today, but Stafford had pressure and threw it a little bit too far. And it looks like a punting situation coming up.
Yeah, the pressure just causes Stafford to just speed up. Doesn't want to throw that ball quite so soon. Micah Parsons wins late. You can see there's confusion here. Take a look. Dallas doesn't really even get into their rush. You can see they're kind of late to add. A nice job there by Micah Parsons finishing. Even with the confusion, they're just off rhythm. That's a ball that Stafford wants. One more half a count. Be able to lay that out there. But he's got to get rid of it early due to the pressure.
Riley Dixon to punt it away.
Wow. Cowboys are fired. What? Cowboys sending cheers to somebody, boy.
For this Rams team, KB, you're going to see Armstrong. He's lined up right here. The long snapper's got to get to that A-gap. That's a lot of pressure. That's a big body defensive lineman in that front side. We'd like to see the personal protector try to help protect against that bigger body, but he's untouched. Steve Fossil, the special teams coach, he's pumped. I mean, what a start for this Dallas team. Everything and offense
deals before anyone else.
Has done a lot of winning. His third year here, and we've already done a couple Cowboys games. He seems really relaxed. He seems like he's in a good place. Obviously, winning helps that. But we spent a lot of time with him this week, and he's a guy for some reason or another. He just doesn't seem to get the credit when they do well. He only gets the negative stuff when they're not playing well.
Yeah, and you think back to opening night, it was a disaster, right? They lose big, they lose to Tampa, that goes down. I mean, people were already calling it a year for the Cowboys, and all they've done since then is win. Of course, a lot of game left here to go, but gotten off to a great start.
I think here's why, right? Dan Quinn, who we all love, has done a great job as their defensive coordinator, said this, quote, one of the things we all admire about Mike so much is he's just so steady. He doesn't ride the roller coaster, the ups and the downs. That's perfect. Isn't that what you want for a head coach?
Yeah, and Mike McCarthy told us, he said, in my years past, I used to get so fired up in the start of the season. I had to teach myself, have more patience in September, right? There's a lot of moving parts. You're not going to win or lose the Super Bowl the first couple of weeks. I think that approach has allowed him to kind of gear this team through some early season adversity.
Cam Akers has. He's trying to get the run game going. He's only going to pick up 2 there. How about the Rams? You can't start this game worse than the Rams did. So how do they kind of just take a breath and get back on track here?
Yeah, I think everyone just needs to just settle down, right? I mean, it just starts with getting the first down. Just get a first down, get some rhythm, get some timing in your offense. I think the message is if you're Sean McVay and you're Stafford in the huddle, everything that could have gone wrong has gone wrong. We're down 9-0 early. Just take a deep breath and let's just find little success at a time, starting with this drive.
Run it again. Try to get that ground game going. And again, not much. Short up to the 30. You're going to bring up a 3rd down and 5. As Akers getting some opportunities early in this game. I mean, think about Akers. Just came on the scene and was unbelievable a couple years ago, right? And trying to get back to that. He tore his Achilles last July. He came back last year in the playoffs. He wasn't the same. He had some fumbling issues. Rams have seen it before. They're hoping that it comes back out, that it's still in there. Malcolm Brown in the game now, running back, but he lines up as a wide receiver at the bottom of your screen. And there's all kinds of movement. The Cowboys may have jumped. Here's Bill Vinovich, our referee.
This was on infraction. Defense number 11. 5-yard penalty. Result for the first down.
There you go. So that's on Michael Parsons. That'll move the chains.
There you see Parsons. He's lined up here on the left side. A more experienced center. I'm sure Stafford would love to see him snap the ball. You know, the more experienced guys, when they sense the neutral zone infraction, it's a free play, snap it, try to take a shot down the field knowing there's no harm if something goes sideways. But as we've covered a lot, 3rd string center, not a ton of experience, they'll take the 5 yards.
Stafford. This time, that's time. Going up top. That's a man wide open. He's got it. Down to the two. On the bottom.
Dang.
54 yards up top.
It all starts off the run action. You can see they've got a lot of guys in the box. He's one-on-one now against Diggs, and this is a great ball. This ball is supposed to be thrown right inside the hash. It's right on the money. Look how heavy this box is. Hard action. Malik Hooker, the single high safety, kind of gets pulled down, and Diggs just can't hang with that well. What a great catch. That's a great ball.
But it was a great catch.
That's his first NFL touch, too. Drafted last year. He's been inactive a lot, including last week. It's the longest play of the year. Not got a chance to get on the board with Akers. He gets absolutely stuffed at the line. Anthony Brown was there on the tackle.
That was crazy.
You can't take for granted just how good that ball is of Stafford. If he plays that anywhere outside, Diggs gets a hand on it.
So you look at this, the Rams talking about the explosive plays they've sorely missed. You saw it. They're down 3 plays per game than they have been in the McVay era. But Atwell, because of his speed, hasn't had a lot of opportunities. They're looking for it, and he delivers. Brings up a 2nd down and 10.
Same going empty here. You think it gives him a better idea to know where this pressure is coming from.
Right up the middle is where it comes from. Stafford gets out of it, throws it away. He had no chance on that play as DeMarcus Lawrence came in virtually in a second.
Yeah, you'd think that an offense that's struggling to pass protect, you'd imagine, all right, let's bring more guys in, tight ends and backs. It's actually a school of thought where it's easier to pass protect the less guys there are in the box, right? 5 wide, get everyone out of the backfield, make you cover us in space. Blitzers come from more depth. Guys off the edge have a little more depth. And as you see there, the ball's got to come out on time because you got a lot of one-on-ones up front.
Malcolm Brown in the backfield, 3rd down and 10. They can get a 1st down at the 1. Stafford going end zone, incomplete. Allen Robinson, the intended receiver. And now a 4th down.
Field goal.
2nd time now we've seen Brown do a nice job on these slants. Allen Robinson, he's got to be a little flatter, right? When you run a route like that in the red zone, you're not able to get much depth out of that corner. He knows you can't run past him. He's got the goal line. He's got the back end line of the end zone as his friend. You've really got to be flat along the front line there and give your quarterback a big target. Kind of drifted away and allowed Brown to kind of undercut it.
Here's Matt Gay. a 29-yard field goal attempt. Get the Rams on the board. And the top and good. Game perfect so far in the year. The big play was Tutu Atwell. His first NFL touch as a biggie up top. 54 yards for the second-round draft pick from last year. And the Rams get on the scoreboard.
Back out of the break.
Had to settle for a field goal, though. But the way this game started, down by 6, might feel like a big win. So now we see Cooper Rush on the field. Hey, last week, 3 people split $1 million playing for Super 6 for free. Next week, you can take home $100,000 and tear his money. Just download the free Super 6 app on your phone. Enter your picks in the NFL Sunday Challenge. All it takes is 6 correct picks to win. Cooper Rush has been on the field for one series after a blocked punt. Cowboys didn't go anywhere, got a field goal out of it. Here he is again. With Elliott in the backfield. They give it to Zeke, who dances his way across the 25 up to the 29. And we've got a game break with Carissa Thompson.
Thank you so much, Kevin. As you know, we all need a little help from our teammates every now and then. Jalen Hurts gets just that 1 yard out, his 5th rushing touchdown of the season. Eagles over the Cardinals, 7-0.
Well, the Eagles trying to stay undefeated, and the NFC is really good, right? The Giants beat Green Bay in London today. Heck of a win for them. Defense played great in the second half. They're 4-1. Cowboys obviously 3-1. Tony Pollard in the game now. It's hit in motion. As Rush not looking that way, instead goes over the middle. And it's going to be right around the first down to Noah Brown for this Cowboys offense. All right, so we know that Cooper Rush is undefeated starting for Dak Prescott, but what has he done well?
I think, at times he just manages the game. I think they have a really big advantage offensively. And Kellen Moore, the offensive coordinator, he admitted as such. Because of how well their defense is playing, they don't have to take a ton of chances. They can rely on this run game, especially early, even if it's not having a ton of success. See right here, they have Zeke lined up at fullback.
Third one, they give it to Elliott, and that field in the first half. Well, he could have got a lot more than that. But he still moves the chains for Dallas after a 9-yard gain.
And you see they kind of sneak Zeke in there, fullback. They use this pony personnel quite a bit. I think he has a little more action here off the side. They send Pollard away. That gets a lot of pull by the secondary players. But again, when you're a play caller, you understand our defense is really playing well. We're going to get turnovers. We're going to get takeaways. We're going to force teams to punt. But you have a lot more patience. You're going to be a lot more patience when you're not chasing points and chasing possessions.
On first down, Elliott again. It runs right into Ashawn Robinson for a short game. This Rams defense, it's fun today. Aaron Donald, no one's better than him, right? But watching today's game, if you're watching 99 for the Rams and 11 for the Cowboys of defense, two best defensive players in the league.
Yeah, I think no question. I think today the top two guys, for a long time, you almost felt uncomfortable even suggesting there was a second guy behind Aaron Donald. I'll tell you what, Micah Parsons, I don't know if he's quite number one, but I'll tell you, he's not far behind.
Rush pressure. Sit out. Lamb makes the catch and then is wrestled out of bounds by Ernest Jones.
To finish up on Cooper Rush, we talked at times he has to be a game manager because of the defense, the run game. But then at times, he can really take control. He's very good in the fourth quarter. 3 of his 4 starts, game-winning drives. I mean, he may not be driving the bus by himself, but he's definitely in the front seat.
I like that.
You see him do a lot of this. Right, for a backup quarterback, getting in and out of checks. Goes, check with knees.
Third down, pressure. Down, ball is loose. And it's picked up by Dallas, but Aaron Donald gets home for the sack. Penalty as well.
Oh, well done. Hit.
Holding. Up for the 73. Penalty decline. Okay.
So not only did Donald get held, he still got the strip sack. Yikes.
Yeah, that's tough duty. You got the rookie left tackle. He's played really well. He's had a great start. Filling in for Tyron Smith. He went down early in training camp, but listen, Aaron Donald has done this. Rookies, 10-year vets, Pro Bowlers, doesn't matter. The way they can move him around, he can play anywhere from on the nose, or in that case, he can play all the way outside of the edge, and he's unblockable regardless of where he is.
Ryan Anger will punt it away. Good, booming kick. And Powell's going to let it go, and turns out to be the right decision as the Rams will start on the 20.
We'll be back after this break, guys. Right back after break.
Right here back in Inglewood, Cowboys with the early lead, and good to see you. Greg Olson's here. I'm Kevin Burkhardt. Mike Burr's down there. Roger Ruth, Kevin Olson. Mike, good thing you're here because we just saw flags after the fair catch. What happened there?
Yeah, well, Brandon Powell, once he gives a fair catch signal, he gives up his right to catch the ball in advance and also gives up his right to block until the ball is touched by another player. So it's a 15-yard penalty, but half the distance from the spot puts it at the 5.
Yeah, the flag was as we were going to commercial, but it's so nice to have Mike here. They're just breezy, easy breezy. Mike, good to see you. So the Rams back up and they start trailing 9-3, 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Akers off the middle, breaks the tackle. They are really trying to get him going today. Pretty obvious.
They are. They're trying to get him going, right? You mentioned the fumbles. You mentioned he had one a couple weeks ago down there on the goal line. They're just trying to get his confidence back, get him pre-injury. Cam Akers, but as you mentioned earlier, kind of took the lead by storm early on. That run game, not only with him, but Henderson, just the entire thing. They're setting their offensive line down. Play action game. We've already seen him hit one deep ball. It all ties together. That's the beauty of this McVay offense. And the success right there is incredible. 40 minutes.
Cup in motion, going to run it again. Decent hole, and brings up a third down and a yard or two. And that's why you run, right? Instead of a third and short.
Yeah, so the idea about running the ball in the NFL right now is you want to be good situationally, right? Third and short, fourth and short, goal to go, situations like that. But you also want to be good so that when you build your first and second down passing game, it looks exactly like your run game. The play action shots, the formations, the use of jet motion. That's the beauty of how the run game allows you to get the deep explosive passes. Because in the NFL, you want to throw the ball down the field, it's got to be off the play action shot. See sporadic again in the backfield. It's about the third or fourth time today.
31. Akers again gets to the edge. Breaks the tackle. Akers with the first down across the 25. And Cam Akers starting to show you a little of the 2020 version right now. He's got 13 yards.
Yeah, nice job here. Just kind of staying alive after contact. Right there on contact. He was real close to not getting the first down. It was those yards after that initial hit. And we're able to get enough. It's little plays like that. They don't have to be crazy. They don't have to be highlight reels. Stay ahead of the chains. Keep moving the ball.
All right, takes us to the end of the first quarter. Cowboys got off to a roaring start. Rams back in it. 9-3, Dallas after one.
We back after the break.
touchdown by DeMarcus Lawrence had a block punt, led to another field goal. But the Rams are starting to kind of find their footing a little bit here as we start the second quarter. 9-3 LA football. Akers in trouble, and down he goes. Sam Williams getting a little time. The rookie second rounder out of Mississippi. All over that play.
And those are the plays this Dallas front relies on. Their whole philosophy, and talking to Dan Quinn, their whole philosophy defensively is we want to create negative plays. We want to avoid the big plays down the field, right? Make them snap it one more time. They think the longer the drive goes, you see a nice job there. Sam Williams getting across the tight end Tyler Higbee's face for the TFL. But the more they force the opposing offense to snap the ball, the more likelihood they think they can get a tackle for losses we saw there, a sack, or force a penalty.
Is in trouble. Tristan Hill's now wrapped up. Back-to-back losses by this Dallas defense. That time he loses 5.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly where Cam Akers going here. There was a nice little cutback play. Look, he rides that wave back there. You can't really see from that angle, but he had some action. Watch back here. Watch the cutback. Everyone's going to flow. And look at this hole.
Oh, wow.
I'm not sure where exactly he's going. On a lot of these inside zones, the back has his initial track, and then they call it ride the wave.
Stafford comes, throws, has a completion. Scarana makes a nice move and made a big to pick up that first down, but had a long way to go. He gets 13, he needed 17. And the Rams will punt.
Yeah, you don't want to be in a lot of 3rd and 17s against this Dallas defense. You're going to see Scarana. He's initially covered by Barr, just kind of playing ball, buying time as Stafford moves around. But 3rd and 17, right? You go first down, tackle for loss, second down, tackle for loss. Then you're scared to really drop back and hold it too long because you know who's rushing, forces you to throw it short of the sticks and punt.
Riley Dixon had one blocked earlier, gets that one off of it, some pressure. Makes the catch, fair catch, and Dallas has the football. So Matthew Stafford.
We taking a break again. Come back right after break.
And so the Cowboys
2 minutes.
half because of this, Craig. Watch the head here. Well, we think it was this. There's a couple plays in the last 2 runs. And maybe this one, too.
This was the first down carry. Kind of see him go back on his back there, reach up and kind of touch his helmet. It's hard to speculate. You don't know exactly where it happened, but it's nice to see. Apparently went through the protocol, gave him his helmet back. He joined his teammates on the bench.
All right, here's Cooper Rush. Pressure up the middle. Throwing inside. Has talent for a completion for a first down. Cowboys have the lead, but their offense hasn't done much. It's only their second first down today after the 12-yard first down. By the 12-yard pick. Yeah, so when they get checked out, you don't get your helmet back if you don't pass the first test.
Yeah, the first thing they do when they're in PAD or the concussion, the independent neurologist, when they flag you as a potential, go through the concussion kind of check, they'll take your helmet. They're not going to give it back to you until you clear all of the sideline checks. And the fact that he didn't go into the locker room means he obviously did pretty well.
They run it to Elliott, slips through the left side, out to the 42. He's got 5. Time now for today's player resume, brought to you by Indeed. It is Aaron Donald. We talked about it, mentioned before. And
Let's get a couple of Hey, y'all type in the chat who y'all team is.
Picked up his 100th sack against Arizona. And now with the sack today, he's sacked 50 different quarterbacks. So he's got a long trophy case. That 40 is that fullback. He's a guard. And is not going to get there on second down. Just second effort. And so it's interesting. You're talking about the Rams, so they use a wide receiver at fullback. The Cowboys use a big left guard at fullback, and he ran a route a minute ago.
He did. They use it a lot. When they have their depth, when they're not dealing with some internal injuries, they typically every year have a center or a guard. If they're not afraid to line up back there at fullback, he's doing that second puller H-back spot. Just saw him in that last down.
Taking on now, 3rd and 2. Rush looking through, and he's got wide open. He can't come out of it. Wow.
Gallup just dropped a wide open touchdown.
They just couldn't connect.
I ain't even gonna say touchdown. He dropped a wide open pass.
Schultz is one thing off the tight end.
Yeah, Michael Gallup, he just kind of short arms it, kind of misjudged how far the ball was from where he was, but great pressure here on the edge. Leonard Floyd, this is something this defense in Los Angeles has been struggling with. For as good as they were last year, creating quarterback pressure, they're towards the bottom of the league this year. Well, that was a good ball. Cooper Rush stuck in there, made a nice ball. Gallup just kind of had his hands a funny way and didn't quite extend. That should have been a fairly routine conversion there on 3rd down.
So Brian Anger will find a way. Powell calls for a catch and does so up around the 17-yard line.
All right, we're on break again. I'll be back right after the break.
First half.
watch him and Ernest Jones kind of go knee to knee. You see he's got that knee brace on. He had missed some time earlier. The knee injury. See him talking to the trainers, holding the back of his knee. It's hard to exactly tell what happened, but pay attention to see if he goes back in.
They missed week 3 with that knee injury, so keep an eye out. You know, the Rams offense, they don't have a touchdown in the last 16 drives. It's the longest active drought in the league. Looking to change that. It's Cup in motion. They give it to Cooper Cup. On the dancing block, trying to get around Parsons. And up across the 20 is Cooper Cup. He's going to pick up 4 yards.
Of course, we talk a lot about Cooper Kupp's production. Right? Last year he was the NFL Offensive Player of the Year, catching passes, yards, Triple Crown winner. But as the game goes on, we're going to point out his ability to be, given the ball in the run game. We just saw it there. His ability to contribute in the run game as an edge blocker. He's in there almost like a tight end sometimes in these tight bunches that Sean McVay loves so much. You see him kind of moving down here. He's always messing with these ends, run or pass.
Stafford has time this time. Going to hit Henderson. Makes the catch. Tries to cut up the field. He's going to be running around first down. Nice effort by Henderson. Should have it. Leighton Vander Esch on the tackle. So Darrell Henderson getting some time in the backfield. Well, you think about how this game started for the Rams. They got a strip sack, was returned for a touchdown by DeMarcus Lawrence. They had a block punt, led to a Cowboy field goal. Then they had the big play to Tutu Atwell, but couldn't get in the end zone.
He's going to throw a minute here to start his first half.
Had a lot of good touchdowns for them. 3rd and 2 here.
Got a man read. The Saints Chronic in motion. You see he got the bunch with the 3 over the top.
Stafford, Cup, what a catch! Cooper Cup, turns on the Jets.
Oh my God, Cooper Cup is gone.
All the way, touchdown!
Well, we just do and that's why they won the Super Bowl last year. Watch the dude. White boy. Like he one-handed catch.
He knows it's man. You saw the motion of Skoranek. He knows Diggs has him one-on-one. Diggs doesn't play a ton in the slot. It's a tough matchup.
He burnt everybody.
Saying about Cooper Kupp, just runs a real basic shallow cross. Diggs has no help himself. Cooper Kupp run after the catch. Does the rest.
75 yards for Cooper Kupp, his 4th score of the year.
75 yards.
His reception of his career. Extra point is up and good. And the
All right, we'll be after that break and get a 75-yard touchdown.
And it wasn't just the catch, it was the run after. He just 5-yard touchdown, longest reception of his career, and there's a lot that happened on that play. Besides a great catch with one hand and his speed. And the Rams finally have a touchdown with 16 drives without a score. And as poorly as this game started for them, they've got a lead. 10-9 here in this first half.
Yeah, the game within the game is always the fun part. Ben Skoranek, you see him here. He started over here by Cup in motion. What that did, that gave him a pre-snap read, knowing it's man-to-man. He's got Cup one-on-one with Trayvon. He knows that's immediately where he's going. Anytime a quarterback can use formation, in that case it was empty, no backs in the backfield. He can spread them out. He uses a simple motion. That's his pre-snap indicator to know what it's going to look like. One-on-one matchup, find my best player, and go.
Now the Cowboys try to get their offense going. They've got just 38 yards of total offense, and they get Pollard involved for just a. He's got an injury update. Let's go down to Tom.
Well, they're going to have to try to go a little bit more involved, a little more going. At least Dalton Schultz being limited. Question with that knee injury, guys. The Greg pointed out, banging. I believe when he came back to the bench, slammed the helmet down in frustration because he's already missed time due to the knee issues earlier in the season. Keep an eye out. Keep peace for them.
That sure is. I mean, this is a guy that caught 78 passes last year. He's had a knee injury for most of this year. And so they do without him. They got a couple rookies behind him. Second down, 4-man pressure. Rush. Lamb has a new stride across the 40 and a first down. C.D. Lamb out to the 43, and he's got 16 yards.
C.D. Lamb, he's a guy's really coming on. They let Amari Cooper go. They trade him to Cleveland. They think they drafted him for his production these last few weeks. He is really number one receiver that Dallas believed he was. It's a big reason why they let Amari Cooper go.
Pollard, right up the middle, Tony Pollard, breaking free.
Ooh! Ooh!
Pollard,
He's gone, nigga!
Dallas.
That's why it was a game of the week. No way.
You want to have success against this Rams defense, you need to block number 99. But watch the job Zach Martin does on the other side, getting gains.
Well, he broke 5 or 6
You got to
times
cut
with
off 99, of course, Aaron Donald, and you got to be strong at the point of attack with your all-pro guard. In that case, they do both. Pollard hits it, does the rest.
Nigga, boy.
57-yard run for Tony Pollard. Cowboys fans are wondering when's he going to get more involved. How's that look? Extra point up and good. We got a couple explosive plays back to back. First it was Cup 75.
We're taking a break, man. After that one.
Dallas And we'll start on the 25. There's a lot of good that happened on that run, Greg.
Well, if you like O-line play, then you're going to love this highlight. The key to zone, you got to be strong at the point of attack. That's why you have an all-pro at right guard. And you have to get off the best player on the field. Backside cutoff, front side point of attack. So watch Martin get off the double team and then block all-pro Bobby Wagner. So not only does he block the tackle gains, he gets to Bobby Wagner. And a nice job there by McGovern. That's the key. Now, everyone always wants to look point of attack, and the backside of the zone is where you get the big hits. Credit to McGovern there. It's a great job from the premier players in the league.
Ben Akers back in the game. Remember, he threw to go into the 10th for the concussion protocol. He's back in again. Akers seems deep for a loss. He had no chance on that play. O'Diggy's to make the tackle. Akers got off to a strong start, but now he's had 3 straight runs that have gone backwards.
Yeah, runs for loss. We talked about that, but Dorrance Armstrong, what an impact he's made. Dan Quinn, we asked Dan, you actually brought it up last week, getting ready to call the Washington game against Dallas, and I thought his quote was so interesting. He said, Dorrance Armstrong's versatility is his role on this team. We've seen it, blocking punts, forcing the strip sack, using the backfield there, forcing the tackle for loss.
We're cutting the backfield now. Stafford goes in the middle. Higbee dropped it right between the numbers, and Tyler Higbee's so reliable, just couldn't hold on. Well, this Rams offense, look, when they were looking for explosive plays, we said that at the top of the show. Good news is for them, they've got a couple of them today, and one of them led to a touchdown, or was a touchdown. The other plays, though, have been not so explosive.
Yeah, it's kind of feast or famine, and that's to be expected. You know, you're kind of playing with fire a little bit up front. Got some moving parts, some lack of continuity.
Stafford on third, going far side, catches made, but a good tackle. Sherrod was there, but Anthony Barr all over him, and they're going to force a 3 and out.
Anthony Barr has been a quiet but a sneaky good addition now here in Dallas. He's kind of given them another option at playing off the ball linebacker. He's very good in coverage. But the biggest impact he makes is they can now free up Micah Parsons to play a little bit more along the defensive line, which you've seen him do more this year than he did last year in his Rookie of the Year season.
Well, Dixon had one blocked, and the last one, he had some pressure too. Keep an eye on it. This one, no problem, gets it off. Turpin calls fair catch, just so. At the 23, as we'll be right back after this message from State Farm.
We'll be right back after the break.
So beautiful to see Coach Reed in there. A lot of games so far in this first half. A lot of big plays. 16-10 Cowboys have the lead. 6:27 to go in this first half. Elliott back in the backfield, even after that Pollard big run. Number 23. Give it to Elliott. Cuts back. Good move. Elliott's going to have the first down. Well, we talked about those 2 big plays. Why don't we take a look at them for the Rams? The offense as a whole hasn't done much, but they made them count. 75 yards to Cooper Kupp with that one-hander, and then just outraced everyone. I mean, look at that speed. And then here is Pollard just breaking tackles. Greg broke down how well the line blocked it, and then Pollard, we know about his speed. He was a former wideout in college. That's what we got. Run it to Elliott. It's back again. This time shorter game. He's going to pick up about 4. Well, Kellen Moore, it's interesting, right? Look at Kellen Moore, the offensive coordinator. You think about it. Kellen Moore, we know he played with Dak Prescott. He also played with Cooper Rush. I think people forget that because Moore, at the end of his career, Cooper Rush was just starting his career. It was 2017. Kellen told us, yeah, Coop kicked me out of the league.
Got him into coaching maybe a little earlier. It all worked out, but
Going to run on second down to Elliott. So, yeah, we're talking about 2017 as a flag on the play, too. Maybe we'll show you in just a moment after we unearth the penalty.
Holding. Offensive 73. 10-yard penalty. Repeat second half.
That's on Tyler Smith, the rookie left tackle.
And you're going to see one in the back. Anytime, again, he's blocking. We've seen him struggle pass protection against Aaron Donald already once. But anytime the back bends back too far from where the offensive lineman expects, forces hold.
Here's what we're talking about. 2017, look at all these Cowboys taking the field in the same quarterback room. And now, of course, Rush and Prescott, who knows, maybe back next week. Healing from that thumb. He's been a big cheerleader. He speaks a big game against Philadelphia than Alice Moore, who's coaching them both. But he said it's been huge because we know how we think. We say, hey, remember that game in 2019, this play? We're all on the same page. There's Rush pressure. Here he goes. Aaron Donald again. He is making his mark in this first half.
Yeah, sometimes good coaching is just finding a matchup that you like. Right now, they really like Aaron Donald working there on the left side against Tyler Smith. At some point, Dallas is going to have to make an adjustment. They're going to have a tight end edge, a back help. That's tough slitting there for the young left tackle. We've seen Donald beat him that twice, but it's good coaching by the Rams to take advantage of the matchup. Kellen Moore's got to try to help his young tackle there.
Yeah, guess what? He's going to be over on that side again.
Yeah, but look what they have. They have a tight end here. Let's see if he helps.
3rd and 24. Rush just ducks underneath to Lamb. Gets a couple of blocks. Lamb's got a long way to go. He's not going to get there. Well, I guess after he gets a couple sacks and a couple holding penalties, you just throw like half the team over on that side to block Donald.
Yeah, they start with the tight end there, which affects his alignment. Right now, he's worried about chips. He's worried about, am I going to get chipped from the inside out or the outside in? And then when the tight end releases to the route, then the back came over and he edged him on the outside. So it's a good adjustment. It's something they have to continue to do. You do not want to leave Aaron Donald at what they call the open end of the field, which means he has to tackle and then he has no help blocking outside him.
And of course, this sack changed the whole thing. Look at this. Rams are expecting fake here.
Look where this guy is.
They'll just do it like normal. Anger hits a rocket, too. Powell way back. Lets it go. And wait. Got a penalty for that earlier in the game. And that time, no flag. That time was okay. The ball was into the end zone after the 67-yard punt.
Taking another break.
2 sacks. Parsons has 1 quarterback hurry. Parsons trying to be the next great player in this league. He's already making some headway, but Donald's got one heck of a Hall of Fame resume already. 2 sacks today. He's been a problem. But the Cowboys lead his Rams 16-10, 3:21 to go in this first half. Stafford, Parsons was double teamed there, incomplete. That was dangerous. Higby was well covered by Sam Williams. Well, Micah Parsons is kind of great, respecting great. Said this, quote, I'm hoping I can keep following in his footsteps and reach Higby. Oh, great.
That's cool that you can chase. I remember when I came into the league, Witten and Gonzalez and Gates, and on the heels of Shannon Sharp, these guys pioneered the position.
Parsons coming on blitz. He's picked up, and Stafford gets rid of it to Higby. Out to the 25. Going to bring up a 3rd down and 5. You've seen Parsons lined up in some different spots today, including his traditional linebacker spot, too.
Yeah, you see he's going to do a lot of pre-snap motion. Something Dan Quinn told us on 1st and 2nd down, when they know the teams want to come out and run the ball, it's easier for him to pursue the ball as an off-the-ball linebacker in a more traditional middle linebacker role. And then you'll see here on 3rd down, of course, they want him rushing the passer. So his ability to do both, it's kind of a where's Waldo? You're going to kind of find him, and you see they're trying to set their protections based off where he is.
Here he comes. Stafford sends it inside on throw. Incomplete. Diggs had excellent coverage on Skoranek that time. And the Rams want to punt away.
See a lot of communication up front. They took the whole slide to Parsons' side. Higginstein does a pretty good job holding up. He loses late. You saw it. We saw Diggs line up on Cooper Kupp earlier. This time he has Ben Skoranek. And kind of came up a little lame there. Be curious what exactly happened, but the lack of success on 1st down is why the Rams continue to find themselves in these 3rd and must-pass situations.
Hey, Dixon has it for the 1st down. It used to be Johnny Hector doing that stuff. Now Riley Dixon says I can do it too. Jake Gervais on the receiving end for 12 yards and a 1st down.
Wow, what a gutsy call. You're going to see the personal protector. He just slips out. What a gutsy call. You mentioned we've seen Heckler do this for years in this Ram uniform. Great job there by Riley Dixon, the punter. Wow.
Hey, he can throw it too. That's his 2nd career.
Yeah, we're taking a break.
I'm saying we can't do it on But Dixon, I mean, that's a gutsy call. They're on their own 25. He completes that. And the funny thing is, it used to be John Fossil calling it for the Rams for Hecker, who's now Dallas' special teams coach. And then the ex-Cowboy, Joe decommits, is the one that called it for the Rams now. You got all that?
Wow. Like I need a family tree.
You might. They call, though. Rams keep the drive going. 2 minutes in the first half. Stafford flushed out. Can't find anyone and floats it away. So now why did it work after all that?
Yeah, so watch. 43, Jake Gervais. It's his job. This is called off the sideline. And then when they got all these guys up here, he keeps it on. If they're in any sort of punt safe where the defense has some middle linebackers, they have a check where they just kill it and it goes into a punt. That is only to be run versus a very specific look. They keep it green. Green means go. Leave it on. Big gutsy call for deep in your own territory.
And how can they pay it off? 3 timeouts remaining for them, so plenty of time if they can move.
Again, empty. Up here at the bottom of the slot.
Pressure comes, set of a screen to Higbee, who gets taken down across the 40. It was Barr with his goal.
That's a check. He knew it was zone. Higbee's the widest receiver. We mentioned Cups in the slot. You heard him just check. The coverage was so deep, they just kind of try to go to an underneath little smoke screen there and try to get run after the catch to try to make this a more third and manageable down. Sean McVay is the master at giving his quarterbacks pre-snap reads to help speed up the decision-making process once the ball is snapped.
So at 6 o'clock, go put that stuff on. Go put the snug this stuff on at like 6.
35, stunt coming, picked up underneath. Skoranek, first down out to midfield. Ben Skoranek with the catch, but Stafford got it blocked up well. Now, under a minute ago, they do not use any of their timeouts. They've got all 3 left.
Typically, your timeout usage, your more aggressive, is once you cross the 50, so they're right at it.
Stafford quick throw far side of the field and spot at the 45. I would think they would use a timeout now.
Yep.
And they will. That's going to be their first. With 37 seconds to go before halftime with Kurt Menefee. Kurt, what are you cooking up for us?
Coming up on the Verizon halftime show, we've got scores and highlights. Jimmy, what was that? I paid the audio guy to spice up these promos. I guess that's nice of you. Yeah, and we'll see you at the half. Take a bow.
I love how Jimmy just spiced it up. You never know. We had Howie last week, Jimmy coming in.
Had a chance to go over to the studio this morning and spend some time with those guys. They are a blast, I'll tell you what. Jimmy Johnson's got more energy than any guy his age I've ever met. It's impressive. It's a great group.
So 2 timeouts for each team remaining in this half. 2nd and 5 for LA. Stafford, Carson's coming incomplete. That was dangerous. Jaron Curtis was all over Tyler Higbee on the coverage, excuse me. And bring him 3rd down.
He tried to go a little quick snap. Wasn't really a cadence. The center kind of got up, got his hand on the ball, just kind of quick snapped it. Didn't slow Micah Parsons down. He came off the edge there on the right tackle, Rob Havenstein, and forced Stafford to get rid of that ball. Couple beats earlier than he would have liked.
By the way, Matt Day, their field goal kicker, hit from here in pregame warmups. So they are in field goal range.
The way this game's gone, why not? Just let's see what else we can check off. Again, empty. We're going to take a timeout.
Didn't like the scene. Well, the NLDS begins Tuesday with the Phillies surprising advance.
I know you want to do
Is tonight. Starts Tuesday on Fox and FS1. Check local listings for the Time Network. Can't wait to be back. They rise, Hoppy and Frank Thomas and those guys. I hope that our fans will be in the okay mood after tonight. Time will tell.
Last night's there.
It's a
Is it always this hard? Looked at me and he said, always. I'm a fan of the Mets. I said, all right, point taken, buddy. There you go. Well, they got the win, so he was happy.
All right, 3rd and 5, 34 seconds ago. 10th play of the drive. Stafford locked in one, going for Henderson, and it's overthrown. And Darrell Henderson out there against Leighton Vander Esch couldn't connect and allow. Let's see, do they go for the field goal again? Gay had this range in warmups.
Yeah, the only concern here is, obviously it's a low percentage kick. If there was less time on the clock, you'd say, all right, let's kick it. The time, half will expire, but you don't want to risk, God forbid you miss it. It goes back to where the holder holds it. You'd be on the plus side of the field. Give this Dallas offense a time to steal some points. So I think punting it here is the right play.
So give credit to Dallas. After that fake punt, they do not allow any points. And Dixon this time will just punt it away. The Cowboys will have it at the 11 with 23 seconds to go in this first half. Think about the Rams. They had about 199 yards passing, but they had a 54-yard play and a 75-yard play. So outside of that, Dallas' D has done a pretty nice job. It's just the two big plays. It's really been it.
It was interesting. Right before that punt, Sean McVay, Jim B. Camillus, the special teams coordinator, they were both running down the sideline trying to get the officials' attention to call timeout. Not sure if they were reconsidering the decision or whatnot. The ball was punted before the official awarded the timeout.
And the Cowboys get the ball to start the second half. We're not sure how aggressive they're going to be right here. The answer is not right. He's going to run it to Elliott. Here's what you're talking about, Greg. McVay, Joe DiCamillo, special teams right there.
My guess is...
Yeah, do it for the half, man. The game's supposed to be 23-10 right now. It's 16-10 in the Rams. Defense first. After halftime, I got 80% of the chat saying the Cowboys winning. 80% out of 66 votes. And the Cowboys are up.
Also going on right now, Kyler Murray against Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts on your left, Kyler Murray on your right. This football game we thought would be a lot of passing, and there is, but the scoring's being done by the rush. That was Hurts for the 1-yard touchdown. Hurts with another touchdown from 1 yard out, and it's Philadelphia 14 and the Arizona Cardinals 7. 49ers at the Carolina Panthers. Baker Mayfield is picked by Emmanuel Mosley too high. Ball there, overthrown. Now, what a great job Mosley does. Picks up some blocking downfield. Good job, good effort by him to get in from 41 yards out. 49ers 17, Carolina Panthers 9.
All right, game's already in the books. Tampa Bay ends its 2-game losing streak. Minnesota goes to 4-1. The Saints won a high-scoring game against Seattle. New England blanks Detroit. Giants win in London against Green Bay. They're now 4-1. So is Buffalo, who rolled over Pittsburgh. The Chargers take care of Cleveland. Tennessee squeaks one out against Washington. The Jets, look at them, 40-17. They're 2-0 since Zach Wilson came back. And Houston, the last team to win a game in the regular season, takes care of the Jaguars 13-6. All right, Jimmy, Cowboys and the Rams.
Yeah, like you said, Kurt, big plays in this ball game, and you look at big plays by Dorrance Armstrong. First of all, he hits Stafford, knocks the ball loose. DeMarcus Lawrence picks it up, runs it in for the touchdown. They go up, 6 points. Then again, Dorrance Armstrong blocks the punt, sets up a field goal, getting a 9-point lead. But big plays, that's been the key to the whole ball game.
Yeah, big plays, and I think the second half is going to come down to, who can give the quarterback most time to get rid of the ball, because both the quarterbacks under a tremendous amount of pressure.
This just in. Get Smith, the rookie left tackle, some help versus Aaron Donald. Help me. And let Pollard touch the ball more.
Yeah. They had the big touchdown for the Dallas Cowboys, which, by the way, is our Verizon play of the half. As Cowboys hold the lead here 16-10. Some of you coming back here for more highlights. Others, we got local news for you. There's plenty more football to talk about here on the Verizon Halftime Show. The Verizon halftime show is brought to you by Verizon and the official 5G network of the NFL.
Just hold on so fast. He's the problem now. Last thing we need is more blood on our hands. What do you think Armando's going to do to that guy?
You back after the break.
Protect your family.
Down, but the Cowboys have made some big plays. And then there's Aaron Donald, 2 more sacks. But 16-10 Dallas, third quarter coming up.
Fox Wednesday is all new. First, it's Andrew Lloyd Webber night. 3 new costumes take the stage. The mega store. But an
on the tits, all the way, touchdown! Tony Pollard breaking free, touchdown Dallas! Well, today's game flow brought to you by Progressive. Yeah, we had a lot of big plays. Here's the first half, 16-10. Cowboys lead the Rams. We get set to start this third quarter. Cowboys will start with the football. He's Greg Olson. I'm Kevin Burkhardt. So we have seen a lot of explosive plays. The interesting thing is, Greg, we haven't seen anything else. So for the offense, it's been completely boom or bust, and you wonder who can actually sustain a drive here.
I know, and we've seen big plays in all three areas of the game. We've seen big special teams plays, of course, with the block punt and the fake punt. We've seen strip sacks. We've seen long runs, and we've seen a little bit of everything. Yet in between, we see a lot of nothing, right? So I think the team that can kind of just balance it out a little bit and just settle in and have more consistency in their drives, more efficiency in first and second down. We've seen a lot of struggles on first and second down, really on both sides of the ball. It's kind of led to why there's been so many punts in between the fireworks.
Yeah, touchdowns. Talking about big plays, 50-yard plays. See on that graphic. Rams had two of them. One of them was a 75-yard score for Cooper Kupp. Cowboys had one. That was a 57-yard touchdown run from Tony Pollard. And the Cowboys will start with the football after they won the toss and deferred. Let's go down to Aaron.
Kevin, as you can imagine, head coach Sean McVay not happy with the way this game started for the Rams, but very pleased with the way they were able to settle in. Now, remember, when we talked to Sean McVay this week, he called it, and you guys just did too. He said we need to be better on these early downs, and that's what he said coming out of the half. He also would like them to run the ball a little bit better. Over 30 yards isn't going to do it. He said he's also happy with his defense, just not that Tony Pollard touchdown run.
Yeah, it's no doubt, Aaron, right? I mean, they've really started. They had some positive runs early, but nothing since. Right now, though, they're on defense, and it's Cooper Rush's turn trying to get this Cowboys offense going. Here's Michael Gallup, who makes the catch and has a 5-yard gain. You know, the Cowboys have some other concerns, despite them being in the lead, don't they, Tom?
They do. Talking to Mike McCarthy coming out at half, really pleased with this defensive effort, but clearly an area of concern for the Cowboys. Take a look at the last player off going into the locker room at halftime. Micah Parsons clearly limping there, and the limp continuing as he makes his way back out for the start of the second half. Tightness in his groin, which developed at the end of that half. He is expected to go, but certainly have to keep an eye on that, guys.
Here's Pollard. We will, Tom. When they're back on defense, Pollard works his way out about a yard short of a first down. Or he's knocked down by Robert Rochelle. Well, that brings up an interesting thing when Dallas is back on defense. We'll see how they respond without him. Meanwhile, if you're the Cowboys fan sitting at home, you're saying, wait a second, Tony Pollard's got a 57-yard run. Why doesn't he get it more? It's only his third carry.
Yeah, and I think at this stage, right, I think Zeke has a lot of value. I think he's very good running between the tackles, down on the goal line, short yardage situations. But Tony Pollard is the big playmaking player in the backfield. We're quite sure.
Get it to him here. It is Pollard, and he's got a first down. Good news for Dallas, too, on that play is Dalton Schultz. Here he is, right there, number 86, back on the field. We saw him with that knee injury earlier. I came into today talking about Cooper Rush, 3-0 as a starter replacing Dak Prescott this year. Overall, he's won his first 4 Cowboys starts. That's never happened in franchise history. Just 6 of 9 for 54 yards. The offense has been quiet. They've been helped by the defense to set up their points, and then they had the big run. Blitz coming. Rush in trouble. He is tipped. How do they hold on to it? Jalen Ramsey with the sack.
Like you mentioned, Zeke Elliott, his big role is pass protection. You see Pollard, he's in there. Watch Jalen Ramsey come off the edge. Pollard's got to see that, right? That's a strength that Zeke Elliott has. He's a fantastic pass protector. Pollard, not quite as well. That's just a simple nickel off the edge. The back's got to see that.
A little option here. Rush is not much there. And it's a good point, right? Because think about it. In Rush's success, 3-0 these last 3 weeks, he hasn't really been touched. And he's only been sacked 2 times. There's a lot different story today. 3rd time sacked, he's been pressured a lot.
Absolutely. And this is a very basic pass protection scheme. They're just bringing Jalen Ramsey's lined up over CeeDee Lamb. It was kind of right on cue. You said, why do we see so much of Zeke? Because he has such a good presence back there when he doesn't just have the ball. Tony Pollard, not quite to the same level.
3rd and 15. It's a 4-man rush. Cooper rush going deep for Gallup. He is. Michael Gallup with a great catch right on the sidelines, and it's good for 26.
It is close.
They're going to go hurry up here to try to beat the challenge. Let's see if we can see his feet. Right, absolutely. That's incredible footwork on the sideline. They don't have to go fast. They'd love Sean McVay to challenge this.
They do go fast. No flag on a challenge. Here's Elliott with a good run inside the 35. Good ball from Rush.
That chase is crazy.
Really good coverage here by Darion Kendrick. He pushes him wide. He's out on the sideline. Kendrick kind of loses the ball in the air, but look at the fork. He catches the ball with his body over the white. But unbelievable job dragging that inside foot. It's exactly how you teach it. Plant your first foot, drag your second foot.
Well, Gallup came back last week from an ACL injury, had an impact on a touchdown, drew a couple of pass interference penalties. Big one there, 2nd and short. Elliott is dropped. Great gains with a nice play in the backfield. It'll bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, typically when you're running an inside run, you want to start with blocking the nose guard. Lined up over the center. Center Tyler Biotis and the left guard, Connor McGovern, kind of had some mixed signals there, but center went right, left guard went left, and nose guard missed tackle.
We go Raheem Morris has this defense playing pretty well overall. A 3rd down coming up. Elliott's in the game as a wide receiver at the top of your screen. 3rd and 4. Rush in trouble, flush out. Lamb's got it for a 1st down. There's a penalty flag, though. Let's see what this is on.
I think it's going to be offensive pass interference.
No, they're calling it 3rd and half. Holding. Defensive with 36. Holding the play. Blocking play. 1st down.
So Graham Haley.
They were kind of running like a little stack pick. Let's take a look here. Yeah, he grabs him. Yeah, he's grabbing him. That's a good call. I thought they were going to call him kind of interfering there with Jalen Ramsey. They use that stack they call it a switch release. They use it as kind of running interference when they know it's man coverage and live. I thought it was kind of an illegal run, but upon 2nd look, it's a good call.
10th play of the drive. Elliott on the draw, step across the 25. He's got 3 more yards. Pretty good drive put together here by the Cowboys. And just think, after that Ramsey sack, and they were backed up here, so add that into the mix. It's been their best drive of the day. They had the touchdown, obviously, but that was all Pollard on the big run.
Getting into the run check here.
Elliott again. He runs into Aaron Donald and company. This picks up 2, so 3rd and short coming up.
Yeah, for people at home watching, I think you can't take for granted. And we're so used to seeing the veteran guys, doing a lot of checks at the line of scrimmage, the long-time established veteran players. But for a player like Cooper Rush, who has limited experience now, just making his 5th start, the amount of responsibility they give him, that was a great example there. Move CeeDee Lamb in, feed him in the run fit, make some checks. You see him doing it again here.
Third down, Russell, little knocked away. Bobby Wagner, longtime Seahawk, first-year Ram, and born right here in Englewood. That's an aware play to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, one of the smartest guys I've ever had the privilege of playing with. Just 1 year in Seattle, but he has seen it all. Great zone dropper, has a great feel for the game. You saw him there trying to just throw a little what they call a snag route, just like a little sit right at the 1st down marker. Bobby Wagner's reading Cooper Rush's eyes.
It'll first field goal.
40-yard field goal attempt from Brett Maher. And again, Matt Overton, the new long snapper today.
Field goal is good.
And good. After that,
We're going to be back after the break, guys.
Snapping has been perfect. And the Cowboys add on to their lead. It's 19. Studs across the board. And this Cowboys defense now, second-year coordinator Dan Quinn, he's really done an amazing job. And they were historically bad 2 years ago. Last year they were excellent, and this year they're off to a roaring start. But now, as Tom told you, maybe without Micah Parsons for the rest of the day. Parsons is just riding the bike to keep warm right now. There he is with the helmet in hand. I don't know if you call that hopeful or what you want to call it. You've been in that situation.
Yeah, so, soft tissue injuries. And, you mentioned Tom say it was a groin strain or groin tightness, whatever you want to classify it as. Typically, soft tissue stuff is hard. It's hard for guys like that. They're built on their athleticism and their movement skills. He's not out there right now. Those are typically a little more difficult to play through.
On the fake, Stafford with a lot of time, can't find anybody. Had Higby, I think, didn't see him, and now he's just going to run out of bounds. So we're talking about Parsons. I wonder if this is where he got dinged here, Greg. Let's see. You know he's going to be wanting to get back in the game, but you also have to be smart of your Dallas, right? I mean, you don't want him to really severely get hurt.
And then the longer he stands around, the worse it's going to get. So.
Swinging out to Henderson. He's got a block. Henderson kind of ran right into Diggs there.
Yeah, there's more meat on that.
I thought he had an inside route.
Cooper Kupp was out front.
Parsons coming in the game.
Yeah, they're going to try to keep him on third downs. That was another thought. Do you kind of save the wear and tear? He's still obviously limping. I'm going to be curious to see how he rushes here. But listen, great players have a uncanny ability to play through things. We've seen that and documented that over the years. keep him in the third down pass rush role, play to his strengths. We see him lined up here at the top of the screen.
Seriously?
On a 3rd and 5. Stafford throws. Higbee. He's got the first down. That'll break a tackle first from Anthony Brown, and he did it. And he picks up the first down.
Yeah, Tyler Higbee's been a little quiet today, but the start of this season, Higbee and Cup have really dominated the target share.
No, not a lot of juice, though.
My eyes were on Micah Parsons, and when he came off the ball, he looked pretty good. And I know he's limping in between plays and on off the sideline, but I'll tell you what, when that ball was snapped, he still had a little juice.
I think you're right. They're going to use him on pass rush downs. He's out of the game right now. Here's Stafford. He's had a lot of time looking. Now he's going to dump it off to Henderson. Cuts that field up across the 45. He's upended there by Trayvon Diggs. And a pickup of 6. We'll start Saturday strong with a huge Big Ten showdown. Numbers 5, Michigan, taking on number 10, Penn State. Our director, Rich Russo, we got to comment down on that things on. Big noon Saturday. Starts. Cam Akers back in the game. Started running the ball 8 for 41 rushes. His last 3 runs, though, have been all negative runs. To get that going again. 2 Akers. And tough sledding. Dante Fowler is there first.
I hope people at home are enjoying as much as I am watching number 18, Ben Scarron. We pointed it out a few times, his ability to come play in the backfield. He just took on Trayvon Diggs and brought it. I hope people have enough appreciation for how hard what he's doing is. I mean, watch. I mean, he's coming in same foot, same shoulder, low, pushing. I mean, he ends up on his back. He's fighting and clawing. Now he's going to go out and empty and line up in the slot and try to win one-on-one.
On 3rd down, pressure. Stafford gets it away. Looking, throwing, come on. Higbee's got a first down. Stafford with some good little footwork there in the pocket to make that happen.
Oh boy, did he ever. He kept that one alive. We've seen him do this empty. Look how spread out Dallas's defense is. They only rushed 3. That gives them a little extra time. Overhand, little dart. Just a little flick of the wrist. Watch Higbee just keep working. Keep working. Nice job using his body there.
Wasn't exactly a big window, was it? No. Hey, look. Good job on that leg. Stafford way back. Lofting, incomplete. A little underthrown for Cooper Kupp. We're going to see Trayvon Diggs on Kupp one-on-one a lot today. I haven't really seen it, at least, for the naked eye.
Yeah, we saw it on the touchdown, right? We saw it early on the touchdown, and you're exactly right. Since then, hasn't been many. And whether that was the adjustment coming in or whether that was the adjustment after the long touchdown, but oftentimes what defensive coordinators, the dilemma they face is, if I have a shutdown corner, is it better for me to put him on the opposing team's number 1 weapon? Or do I put him on their number 2 weapon and use some of my coverage and clamps and double teams to take away someone like Cooper Kupp?
Play clock winding down, and we'll call a timeout, I believe, yes. And so the Rams call their first timeout. We will as well.
Yep.
Cowboys
Back after the break.
LA We got Matthew Stafford on the day. And listen, no pressure certainly helps, doesn't it? 192 yards and a touchdown. 2nd and 10 here for the Rams. 8th play of this drive. They're down by 9. A quick throw outside. It's Cup, who gets stuck immediately by Anthony Brown.
Trying to set up one of those little tunnel screens. The offensive linemen are trying to get out in front. Really hard to run unless there's a big cushion. You know, the space between the corner and the wide receiver. See the Rams here trying to go hurry up between 2nd and 3rd down. Keep Dallas's pass rushers off the field.
Yeah, 3rd and long. Cups on the top of your screen. Again, he's matched up with Brown. Not takes pressure up the middle. Lawrence coming. Down goes Stafford. Micah Parsons.
Well, I guess he's okay. It's the strategy of just coming in on 3rd down and working out good. You see they use Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence on the same side. Lawrence flushes Stafford to his right into the hands of Micah Parsons. You see him, he's dealing with chips, he's dealing with edges. Just keeps chasing and pursuing.
I guess he had his helmet in his hand because he was going to play again. Yes, we asked ourselves that question. That was the reason. And he delivers a sack, and Dallas will get the ball back. Cowboys up by 9.
Taking a short break, 30 seconds.
Rush in control. Teams in the NFC right now is Dallas with a 19-10 lead late in this 3rd quarter. They go to rush, handing off to Pollard. And Pollard turning forward, gets across the 10 to the 11. That's pretty amazing. You talked earlier in the game about Cooper Rush and the job he's done. You said sometimes he's driving the bus, but even when he's not, he's always in the front seat. But if your backup comes in and wins 3 games and potentially in the hook to go forward, I mean, you can't possibly ask for anything better than that.
Absolutely. That's what every team in the league, right, is trying to find that balance. But how much can we afford to play a backup? God forbid we need them. But then when you pay a guy minimum, you've got a journeyman, and they come in the movies, you get that.
Going to flip it here. It's going to be a short game. Meanwhile, Dallas fans are wondering when Dak Prescott's going to play. Tom Rinaldi, what do you got?
Had the chance to spend a couple of minutes with Dak pre-game. Very first thing he did in that conversation, guys, stick his hand out, shake my hand, look me in the eye with a smile and say, how's my grip feel? I'll tell you, it felt pretty strong. We ended the conversation the same way. He said day-to-day, no real updates, but certainly no discernible swelling that I could see in that thumb and the grip. Plenty strong enough, certainly on my hand.
Yeah, you know he wanted everybody to know he's not ready to go. 3rd down. They get it. The Pollard sprinting through across the 20, and Wagner hauls him down. We do have a penalty flag, so hang on.
Holding. Up at the 89.
Honestly, it's pretty hard.
3rd down.
From the rookie Peyton Hanger shot, tight end. So protect that first down.
You see Hendershot. Sometimes the blocks in space are the hardest. Trying to disconnect. Yeah, you see that right arm kind of wrapped around the back of his shoulder. Anytime you take a defender to the ground and kind of like a wrestling grapple, as you saw there, out in space, you're just getting further every time.
Instead of a first, it's a 3rd down and 8. What's coming? Gets rid of it quickly. First down, get off. Nowhere to go. Grant Haley with a short tackle. After the penalty, the Rams team makes a play.
Yeah, it comes back to be a costly penalty. Instead of converting, getting a new set of downs, take the penalty now. Dallas is forced to punt. Nice job there by Haley. We've seen both these teams try to use that quick wide receiver kind of screen, but not too much prevail.
Brian Anger, full ball punter, will punt from his own end zone here. And Powell back deep to return it. Good opportunity for LA. Powell gets that 1 punt return touchdown. And short kick to Powell. Runs up. Look at this. Hit a speed. Down to 30. So a short kick and Powell and racing forward, and the Rams couldn't ask for better field position. Just a 35-yard punt and a 15-yard return.
You see 29 CA, good one. He returner. His eyes are on the guy blocking. Completely loses Powell. They do a nice job. They don't. Back and Rams are golden here inside the 30.
Anger's had a bad punt 2 weeks in a row now. He shanked one last week. Now a golden opportunity for LA from their own 29. Cooper Kupp looking to throw it. Kupp going deep. Has a man incomplete. He tried to get into Cam Akers. A little underthrown.
Yeah, typically, if you know that ball's underthrown, come back and be real strong and aggressive and at least get the PI call. Come, underthrows it. Then watch, put your foot in the ground and go up strong. Get that contact. Nice job by Donovan Missile trying to avoid it. You know, it's a wide receiver versus a running back. I understand you're not used to that, but that should be a PI. But a nice job by Wilson avoiding it.
Now it's Henderson. Strong run, Darrell Henderson, but a penalty flag to hang on. Down to the 23, and that one may be coming back as well.
Holding. Up at the 18. 10-yard penalty. Keeps up there.
I hate to tell you, it was your guy Skoranek.
Yeah, I saw it happen live. Donovan Wilson, we just said nice job there, protected on the double pass. He just beat him right inside across his face. Skoranek kind of just tackled him. Take a look, he's just going to shoot this gap. He's just going to tackle him to the ground. He's got to protect inside. He probably got to go with the line a little bit more. He got to step with his inside foot.
I've never seen you so excited after watching tape talking about a fullback before.
It's just fun to talk about something different. You know, it's fun to talk about something you don't see every day, and again, just realize how special some of these athletes are.
And they won't get the playoff. That'll take us to the end of the third quarter. Rams.
Be right back after the break, though.
Down.
Yeah, typically that's not a stat you see with a premier quarterback like Stafford. That's surprising.
Well, you're looking for a lot better result today. Start the fourth down by 9. Stafford back to throw it. He's got time. Can't find anyone. Now he's got a completion just inside the 40 to Allen Robinson, but that's not going to get much at all. Robinson. What's interesting with him, Greg, he came over. This is a guy that had some monster years in Chicago back in his early days in Jacksonville. He got a 3-year deal, and he's been pretty invisible in this offense so far. He hasn't found a sync, the right thing going.
He has. You mentioned this is a guy that's been really productive in his career. Not just once. He's had 3 really good seasons. Chicago just, for whatever reason, just hasn't been a good fit. Stafford's going to be smart here. Just play to get in field goal range. Be smart.
Pressure. They get it out. Here's Robinson. Looks for a block. And has a positive gain down to around the 32, which makes it certainly a makeable field goal. And down by 9. He'll take it all day as an opportunity for Matt Gay.
Yeah, McVay kind of made the decision for Stafford there, kind of sacrificed having an option of going deep and just, hey, let's make this kick a little closer here for our kicker and try to make this thing a one-score game.
Gay's got a 29-yarder so far here today. Needs to be a 51-yard attempt. Leaking and it's no good. His first miss of the year.
We'll be back after the break.